Hey everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true truth story. Now, before I begin, I'm gonna ask that you hit that like button. I'm gonna ask that you subscribe to the channel, and I'm gonna ask that you share me with your friends and family if you think it's not robbery. Now, this one right here is gonna start out a little somber, and I gotta give you guys a trigger warning that this will be a tearjerker. Now, I will be going into my childhood from my childhood to adulthood at a very stressful time in my life. So, but I want you guys to hear this because not all stories are spooky encounters when it can just be the spooky shit going on. So I'm not gonna hold you guys with the details. I'm just a little emotional about it, but let's rock with it, people. So I had to be about 26 years old. I had started, got out of the gangs. I had got my children, and I'm doing quite well. I'm doing real good. I'm doing really good. Got out of the gang and everything. I'm like, damn shit, let's rock. So I had got custody of my two oldest boys, and they was like 6 or 7 years old at the time. Single father, fresh out, trying to work, do the right thing. And my auntie, I could start with my auntie. So my auntie, she was a crackhead and she was on drugs and shit. We talked about her last time, and she was very much strung out on crack, dope, everything. And so she was like, "Hey nephew, I need somewhere to stay." Me and auntie, we ain't never had no run-outs, and I know she could watch the kids for me. So it was gonna work out for me real good. Work out real nice for me. So I was okay with that. So I let auntie move in, and auntie, she the record keeper of the family. She know everything. You ask her a question, she know it all. Everybody should have one. Well, so as auntie stand with me, I said, well, let me go get another job. I started working at the warehouse job. Then I started working at Pizza Hut as a delivery driver, so I'm trying my best to do the right thing, make the money. My my mom is still living at this time. Grandma is still living at this time. So I'm just trying to be the best out of me. And grandma had cut ties because I'm trying to grow up now. I'm trying to be a man, and I'm trying to leave the old spooky stuff alone. Stop helping people in the community and start helping myself. So as I was sitting up there with auntie, and she pulled out the photo album books, because for my auntie never to have a house, she always kept our family photo albums. I don't know where the fuck she put them, but anywhere she moved, them photo books come in. She would take pictures with those Polaroids and shit, and she would put them in the book. She was the one that captured them all. So auntie is in the house chilling with me together and stuff. She watching the kids, so the shit working out. I got a second job at the Pizza Hut off of North Lane. I'm doing good. So I talked to my mom, and me and my mom ain't never have a good relationship growing up. So my mama hurt me real, real bad, because I think I asked her to do something for her grandkids, and she was like, mm. But I turned around and seen her do the same shit for my sister kids. It's like, man, don't nobody care about me, don't nobody care about my kids, and then that childhood trauma set in. What, this lady ain't never cared about me. Why the fuck I'm still sitting up here worried about what mama think, what mama do? She ain't never cared about me as a kid, Why the fuck should I think she should care about my kids? Generational curse shit trickles down. So, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just let that shit all go and just be tough about it. So people, I'm sad, I'm depressed, I'm in the house. Auntie coming, she pulled out the picture book and she started showing me all the shit, all the pictures, family. So we going down memory lane, we picking at our cousin, picking at how the hair was looking, how some of us had buck teeth, and how we didn't develop our features, eyes were bigger than our face until it grew into each other. It was just a good old time. She lifted my spirit. So round by the 12th flip in the book, she got to a picture of a little boy, and it was a baby. The baby had to be about 2-3 years old. And when I looked at the baby, it had the biggest smile on. I mean, it had the biggest smile. And I say, Auntie, who this? She say, that's you, Geach. I say, what you mean that's me? She say, Tyke, that's you. I said, stop. And I'm like, that don't look nothing like me. And I just saw how happy that little 2, 3-year-old baby was in that photo. So I say, who the lady beside? She say, Tyke, that's me. I say, no. And Auntie, she was always a hippie lady. She always had she always had hips and ass, you know, but not no real upper body. That she got upper body later on when she got in her 50s, then the shit started growing. But she was just like slim at the top, you know, and all hippie and ass. But on the picture, she was just a little skinny little stick lady. I said, that's you. So, and you know, it was an old grainy ass Polaroid that the color done faded out on it, damn near orange and greenish hue. And she hugging me. She say, boy, I used to come pick you up and hug you all the time. Because your mama never, ever, ever wanted to hold you. You always used to just be a fat little baby. And you used to reach your hand out for anybody who would hold you. When you held us, you just snuggled your face into our neck. And you were just a loving baby. She said, just like you is not tight. I said, oh, thank you, Auntie. And you know, I gave her a hug. And so after looking at the picture, man, Auntie just sat that hug and you just started crying, you know, and I needed that, you know, because I'm like, yeah, so, you know, it makes me realize that somebody else loved me, another woman loved me other than, you know, grandmama, because I didn't get the love from my mama. And it made me, you know, realize there was other people in the family that I overlooked that was showing me love and affection, and that was that. And again, it's spooky, but it's not so spooky. It's a childhood trauma story. So if y'all sticking with me so far, I appreciate you. Just rock with me, man. It's a silver lining to this thing. So now Auntie's sitting at the house with me, and she done showed me the picture. We done cried it out, and she's sorry I went through all that. Like, my mama was on drugs at the time. She needed help, and she just mistreated you. Okay, got it. So I say, Auntie, can I have a picture of me? She said, yeah. So I'm gonna stop it right there. So y'all remember Auntie gave me the picture. I'm gonna stop it right there, and I gotta tell y'all a little bit about something else now. So during this time, I had decided to go my own way with magic. I had built me an altar in my bedroom. I had put in my bedroom. I put it on the wall, right over my bed. I made some nails into the wall. I put it over the wall of my bed, and I put a cloth on over it and shit like that. I kept it right. So I was dealing with the Archangel Uriel. And so I talked to an older woman from the Spiral Circle. She used to, Miss Ruth, I call her Ruth, but she used to be the curator of Spiral Circle here in Orlando, Florida, right off of East Colonial. She passed away. Her daughter has inherited now. It's a great shop. The energy is still good. It's beautiful. And so she had coached me through it, and when I went up there, she gave me the hug. I love that. I love that woman at that shop. She reminds me of Grandma, with a loving touch. And I went in there to get a reading because I was searching. I was searching and trying to go my own way. And she walked up to me, and she just was talking to me. She was speaking to me. She just consoled me at the counter. Good 5-10 minutes, but it seemed like forever. And she told me, so you've been using Uriel. And she just read me. She said, Uriel. She said that he's the only, he said he doesn't do anything unless God's telling him to do. Say, that's what the name stands for. Only God can tell him what to do. And she said, and I told her what was going on with the baby picture and stuff. And she said, okay, get you a pink candle. Put your baby picture under it. And you need to learn to love yourself more. So I went home and I did it. I set up Uriel, set up the bowl of water, the sound bowl, and all that stuff. The crystal, the amethyst, the citrine. I had it all set up on my bed. And I took the picture Auntie gave me, and I put it down, and I set the pink candle on top of it. Now, The candle burned for like probably 3 days. No, 1 to 2 days. On the third day, I get off work. I come home, and all of a sudden, I hear crackling while I'm sleeping. Like a radio static crackling. And I didn't have a TV in my room at that time. So I'm like, whoa, what's this? So I wake up and I go check the house. So as I go check the house, I walk out my front door, to check around the house. I walk out my front door and I see the shadow figure of a little baby standing on my porch. I could tell it wasn't a real kid. It was just a shadow of a baby, probably 2-3 years old, same age I was in the picture. I lived in this house off of Fiesta Court here in Richmond Heights. So when I walked out the door, I'm like, well, I knew it was a shadow baby, but in my mind, it was a real baby. Somebody put a real baby on my porch because I felt the energy that strong. And I'm like, who the fuck left their baby on the porch? So I'm thinking Auntie in the room doing crack, and somehow crackheads and dropped the baby off on the porch because they didn't want the baby to be riding the crack fumes, crack smoke. I don't know what I was thinking. So as I bent down to pick the baby up, something said, don't touch it. Don't touch the baby. So, I'm like, okay. So I squat down and I'm looking at the baby. Now, today I could see it just was a shadow, smoke. I could almost see transparent through it because when I was going to grab it, I could see my hands in the back of it. But in my mind, it was corporeal. It was real. So some said, don't touch it. So I bent down looking at it. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And as I'm analyzing it, it's like the baby is trying to walk in my house, and I'm standing in between the threshold of me and the house, and I don't want that little baby shadow creature in my house because I don't know what it is. I don't know what could come from the shit. So, so I yell for Auntie, Auntie, Auntie. And Auntie come out the room, and she was in her sleep. She come out the room, and she ran out the room, and she was like, came to the living room. She said, what's going on? And she thought I was getting some shit, because we were in a rough neighborhood. She thought I was getting in the fight, so she had grabbed a little butcher knife. She ran out there to help me. I say, Auntie, who baby this is? So Auntie went and looked over my right shoulder. Auntie came and looked over my right shoulder. Looked down there, and she and my real nickname is Geech. So people call me Tight, but my family members, they call me Geech. With CH on it, Geechee. Yeah, we gotta Geechee people, man, like that shit, but that's not a hit no time. She was like, Geechee, she said, that's you as a baby. And I'm like, no, it ain't. She said, that's you as a baby. Think back to the picture you got. So I kept looking. And when the baby looked up, the baby smiled, and it had the brightest smile I ever seen, teeth and all. And it was me, people. It was me as a baby. I'm gonna stop it right there, and I want to just talk to you about something. That was me as a baby. With the Archangel Uriel, the pink candle, and what Miss Ruth told me. I manifested my childhood self. I manifested the time in my life as a child when I was the most happiest. As a child, 2-3 years old. Life ain't hit me. I didn't understand what abuse was, mistreatment. I had my auntie around me, and she was showing me so much love, and they used to give me chicken bones. They used to give me chicken and let me eat it like a drumstick, and let me eat it down to the bone. Because the next picture she showed me, I'm sitting up there with a little fat stomach, greasy little kid with a chicken bone in my hand, and they all laughing at me. Oh, he's fat, and that's kind of why I got a problem with the weight. But it's a lot of trauma, people. I told you. So she like, Geech, that's you. And I'm like, And then she like, Tight, nigga, that's you. And I said, okay, Auntie. I say, okay, that's me. So I'm looking, and I noticed. And so I finally let the baby in the house. I say, well, I'm not gonna leave me outside my house. I say, he owned the bitch, so we making jokes now. Keep in mind, my auntie seeing this, I'm seeing this, and then her crack addicted friend across the street named Virgil, He's seeing this. He like, who that baby is? Y'all better find that baby because he gonna start crying. So this is 3, 4 people seeing this little thing manifest on my porch. So I said, come on in. So when I opened the door and came in, it kind of wobbled like it was going to the bathroom. It still had diapers on and shit. So I'm probably getting the age wrong. But I was pretty tall as a kid. It is. So when the kid walked in now, it just ran to my bedroom like toddlers run. So when it got in my bedroom door closed. So when the bedroom door closed, I say, the hell going on? So Auntie like, you gotta go see your shit now. So we all making jokes. So I got me a cup of water. Because I was thirsty, I drank the water and I went. I said, let me go see what the fuck going on here. And maybe the bitch that got him a bed. So as soon as I walked in my bedroom, the candle still burning at night. As soon as I walk in my bedroom, the candle exploded, people. And it ain't, if y'all ever know, candles do pop, crack, break, wax, ooze out. That's one thing. People, the candle exploded, glass everywhere, candle wax on the wall soaked into the paint. Fire, smoke, burning. It ran up the wall. I had to run and get the fire extinguisher. The flame got so high and the wax candle burnt when that little baby ran into that room. And to where I'm trying to heal myself and love myself. So that little baby ran into that room and boom, pow. So Auntie like, what was that noise? Who's shooting? So she get back out of the room. She running there thinking somebody that shot through the window because it was a neighbor. And she saw the candle and she like, hurry up, boy, get the fire extinguisher. So I got the fire extinguisher. I'm spraying out the shit. So I'm like, damn. So now I'm going over there trying to pick up the pieces, scraping the wax off the wall and shit. And the wax had set into the paint. So I said, let me get this picture, man. I say, this picture got some shit on it. So I'm like, I'm going to take the picture to grandma. So when I got the picture, the glass had burnt so hot that it scorched the picture so bad that where the candle was sitting on top of the picture of me as a child, it had burnt through like the picture. It like left it bubbling, like blistering. And I said, damn, I ruined the picture of myself. Now that was the only picture I know of me as a baby. That's the only baby picture I ever took in my life. Y'all, I'm telling you, I ain't have a good life. Now it is what it is. So I go to grandma, and I'm explaining to grandma what's going on and shit. Grandma, this shit right here happened. I say, it happened, and she was like, yes, ma'am. And she say, well, I can't make an excuse for what your mama do to you now and all that there. I can't make an excuse for it because that's why I'm all up on you. That's why because I know you're blessed and I know you're good. I can't make an excuse for that. But what I can say is, if you don't heal that angerness inside you, that you ain't never gonna be good for no woman. And I said, ma'am, she said, you ain't gonna be good for no woman, and you ain't gonna be good for no man. You ain't even gonna be good for no children. And grandma said, come here. I said, come here, you big thick nigga, give me a hug. So she gave me the words of advice, encouragement. She gave me a hug, and I just was crying on it, and I cried. So then I get in my car, I'm driving back home, and I'm crying. So as I pull up in the driveway, I look out there and I see my 2 boys here that I just got custody of. Here they are, 6 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, that type of energy. And okay, I'm not looking at my kids' age. I'm 20 at this time, people. I'm 20 trying to do the right thing. So seeing that my kid's 5, 6 years old, and I seen my oldest son, and I'm looking at him and I'm like, damn, this boy look just like that kid in that picture, because they was on the front porch. Auntie was watching him. And, I said, damn, that boy look just like the kid in the picture. But he was at the same doorstep, same thing, playing. My other son was coming around the corner. They were running with little fake BB guns, playing army shoot 'em up and shit. So I looked at my son and I got upset, y'all. I got upset at the kids. And I was like, and I'm just being transparent, so y'all can say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel. I say, why the fuck they get to have fun? Why the fuck these little kids get to have a good life and I ain't have one? So now I'm bitter and I'm jaded, y'all. Because I ain't healed that little boy yet. And I got so much hatred in my heart for how my mama treated me and all the trauma I went through. You know, various forms of abuse, sexual abuse. Ain't no penetration though. They ain't go that far with me, but you know what I'm saying. It is. I'm transparent. It is what it is. I ain't gonna front you. You know, so it's like fuck. So then I don't even want to say this part, but I gotta be real with you. What it is. So as I see the kids playing on the porch and I'm all upset and I pull the car in the yard and I'm looking at them and I'm mad because they got joy. So then I get out the car and I'm like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna break this fun time they having up and get their ass in the house. They don't need to be outside. I'm in that mode. As I try to get out of my car door, the car door is jammed. The car door is locked. I'm trying hard, like, why the fuck, what's wrong with the door? So I say, man, this is an old car, maybe the bitch breaking down. So I climb over the seat and I'm trying to get out the other door. That door there, you know, ain't budging. I'm pushing against it. So I say, fuck it. I'm just gonna roll down the window and get out the window. Now the window don't work. So as I'm looking down trying to figure out what's going on, the window ain't working and shit. I look up and on the, like, next to the front mirror, right driver's side mirror of my car is a version of me. But this time I'm a little older. I'm not 3, 4, 5 years old. I'm like 9, 10, 11. The 11-year-old version of me. No, 13. And that 13-year-old version of me is pressing against the door, looking me dead in my face. And I'm like, whoa. And I'm looking, and the 13-year-old version of me said, this is the time in your life at the age of 13 where your joy was taken away from you. So don't take their joy away from them. And I'm staring at myself as it's talking to me. And me and myself just looking at each other. And it made it clear it wasn't gonna let me out that door to go and harass my kids. And then I just broke down crying in the car, y'all. My auntie looked out the window and I saw the window blinds go down and she looked out the window. And she was just like, she came to the door and she said, nephew, I'm finna feed the kids. You just handle what you handle. And I know she saw it because she was seeing everything. Auntie had a spiritual eye got a spiritual eye like me. And she like, y'all come on in here. And I sat there in that car and cried until like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Auntie had bathed the kids, put them to sleep. And I was in there crying. But the whole 6, 7 hours I'm in that car crying, I'm looking at my 13-year-old self. And that's when I realized, people, I found out at the age of 13, that's when the biggest hurt came to me. And you want to know what happened at that age of 13? People, my other auntie, she was killed in a drive-by. She was killed in a drive-by August 13th to August 14th. And she was buried August 21st on her birthday. And ever since then, it's like nobody in my family ever celebrated me, enjoyed me. Every time that day come around, it's let's go and, have a party for the dead. Let's have a party for my deceased auntie and shit. And it's like, whoa. And it's like I got swept under the rug. So all my life, I've always realized that I was always going to be second. Or I wasn't existed, that everything came before me. And I swore that I would never let that happen to my children. If it weren't for that 13-year-old version of myself coming and stopping me from going in my kids' life, my kids would have grown up with the same generational hurt, harm, and energy that I did. And I just want to thank myself, 13-year-old version of myself, for allowing me to sit in silence and understand that just because I didn't get the love I needed as a child, Don't mean I gotta inflict that type of pain on anybody else to make myself feel whole. And I want to thank myself for that. So thank yourself. Now, let's talk about that. Now, the story ain't over. Let me close out with this. That 3-year-old baby that ran into that room and made that candle explode. I went to grandmama and I said, well, I need to revisit that, grandma. I say, because I'm not happy, angry. I want to hurt people. I want to hurt mama. I want to hurt all the women who hurt me. I'm old now, I'm 20, 21, doing it. I'm sexier, six-pack abs, I'm that dude, you know what I'm saying? And grandma said, okay, let's go talk to him. I said, what you mean? He said, come in. And grandma walked me outside her house. She took me in her backyard and she opened up a shed. She walked me in the shed and she turned on a little light. It was one of them lights that you flick on top, like the little light bulbs that hang down. She turned on that light. And when she turned on that light, I swear to God, sitting in a chair in front of me was my 3-year-old self. And she said, talk to it. And she walked out the shed and closed the door behind me and I heard the lock. I instantly fell to my knees and cried with my hands, with my face in my hand. And I'm tearing out y'all gotta, yeah. I put my face in my hands and cried. And my 3-year-old self got off the chair and it came down, just hugged my neck. And when I stood up, and I was holding it like I was holding a newborn baby, and when I stood up, my 3-year-old self buried his head into my neck and snuzzled up with me. And I just rocked back and forth until about 2-3 hours. Then when I got up to look at him, to pick him up like a baby on his arm, I seen that big old smile. And at that point, I knew it was hope for me to love again, and to give myself love and respect, and I didn't need to get it from nobody else. All right, baby, I'm gonna let y'all go. That was a tough one. I'm tight telling you guys, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, but it's the truth, no doubt. And I just want you guys to love yourself. All virgins. Y'all take care. Be good.